Hey, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm gonna show you how to create this sound in Vital. Actually, of course, first and foremost, we are opening an instance of Vital here. Just a default saw here going on. So for this I will go into this Wavetable editor here, and I gonna make sure that my X grid is just one bigger than my Y grid, and then I gonna just draw a shape like this. Bada boom. Sounds like this. And then I'm going to bend this shape. Move this here so it looks like a smooth wave. Sick. Perfect. And maybe render this preset to a wavetable. And then I'm going to choose also a wavetable from Serum. It's called I Can Has Kick. Whoop. By the way, if you don't know how to import other wavetables from other synths into Vital in this example, you just, let me show you. You just click on here on top of the wavetable, then click to add folder. For example, the Serum wavetables are in documents, in Xfer, in Serum presets, and then in tables. You just select this folder, and like this, you have also access to it in Vital. Yeah. So we turn down the level here and choose here FM from oscillator 1. Nice. I like that pretty much. So now I want to make this FM modulation and the cycle through this wavetable combined in a new wavetable. So I gonna select LFO1 here and choose the seconds, type here and enter 4 seconds, because like this the value, no, and then I will also drag this onto the wavetable here, and now I just render this to a new wavetable. Nice. Deactivate them. Let's have a listen to what we have. Neat wavetable in my opinion. So then we're gonna do the classic Spectral phaser thing here. Just make a very steep notch. It's very similar to the Harmor preset or to the Harmor video I once made. So, and let's apply the stereo effect to the phaser here. So sweet. Just nice. I think I'm gonna leave the position somewhere here in the middle. I also gonna map this phaser thing to macro 1. Okay, and now we're gonna do another very interesting thing. I actually came up with this idea when I was inspired by how you can do in the image line VSTs map certain effect values to the voices in the Unison spectrum. Like, for example, have on the first voice a cutoff point at 400 Hertz and at the second voice a cutoff point from a filter at whatever, 4000 Hertz. I don't care. You get the idea. So what I do is that I increase the voices to 2 and you hear the effect of the Unison. What it does now by default is that it's pitching down the one voice, in the case of 2 voices, 2 semitones lower and pitching the voice on the right side, the second voice, 2 semitones higher. And we can access these settings in the advanced tab here. You see the detune range is 2 semitones. But something very interesting happens if you increase this all the way to the maximum. Maybe you already can imagine how that sounds, but on 0 it's totally normal. But now fasten your earbelts. On one speaker it goes very low and on the other speaker it goes very high in pitch. So I gonna map this also to a macro, maybe not like all the way up, and yeah, just like this. And last but not least, I just added default multiband compression here, and now I gonna map macro 1 to a fader here, and macro 2 to another fader like this. I gonna create a note here. The key actually doesn't matter in terms of like exact key, because this detune thing gonna ruin any tuning we had there in the beginning, so it's actually a very atonal thing. So yeah, let's have a listen. What I really like about this very stereo heavy effect is that it really gives space in your mixes to have like an FM like in the middle, centered, like smashing, but really at the same time you can have also this effect going on, like 2 elements at the same time, and they still will be very distinct and at the same time will be very overwhelming because there's so much going on. So yeah, I really enjoy this technique. And last but not least, you can choose like a wavetable position you really like, or even map it onto a third macro, so you have even more control of everything. That's it for today. I really enjoy presets like this, to be honest. So if you want to get early access to upcoming tutorials, head over to my Patreon and subscribe there for as little as $3 per month. If you don't want to recreate this preset on your own and just get right into jamming, maybe consider to purchase my Vital Preset Pack. I also have a demo video on my channel. And that being said, thanks for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.